Ladies and gentlemen, the How Far Down podcast is brought to you by
the How Far Down merch store.
Here we got our featured shirt of the week, our laserproof blue t-shirt. Protect your torso with his laserproof blue How Far Down t-shirt. Which one do you like the best?
I'm going to go with my top. Let's see. These are all nice, but bam! Bigfoot, baby.
That's
Vintage style, Bigfoot, and a unisex. They're all unisex, by the way.
Yep.
How about you? What's your favorite?
I like Bribin 24/7 a lot. But
Oh,
I
that's
think
a good
my absolute favorite is right here, bro, at the top. This alien chick.
Yeah, that's
my
the top
favorite.
seller. Top seller right there. You too can have these shirts. We want to thank you so much for listening. Thank you for your support. We'll put all the links in the bio to the store. Thanks so much. All right. Billy Ulrich.
What's up, brother?
How much? How you doing?
Doing all right, man. How about you?
I'm all right. I'm almost sad to hear the follow-up from Mr. Matt Perry.
Yeah, this is our first ever follow-up episode.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm going to play the video here.
Do it.
A couple of bits of breaking news to bring you. We've just been hearing from medical officials investigating the death of French star Matthew Perry. In a statement, the County of Los Angeles Department of Medical Examiners determined the cause of death for the 54-year-old actor as the acute effects of ketamine. Contributing factors in Mr. Perry's death also said to include drowning, coronary artery disease, and the effects of a drug called buprenorphine, actually used, in fact, to treat opioid use. The Department of Medical Examiner also concluding that the manner of Matthew Perry's death was accidental.
Well, I think we were both a little suspect when we did the first show, when we heard the news of him. I think we were both a little suspect that maybe he had fallen off.
Yeah, at the time, all the news outlets were, crediting that he'd been clean for so long and blah, 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 whatever, And I believe that we're on record on our first episode ever we did Matthew Perry's death. I distinctly recall saying too far down that there were no drugs and alcohol involved in his death.
Yeah, I think we agreed with that. And I mean, it's just a horrible thing, period. But so my understanding too, so he'd been prescribed ketamine because it can help with anxiety. My understanding, in small doses. But they found it had been ingested in his stomach, which is a recreational way to take it. So it sounds like it wasn't the prescribed portion that did it in. It was he must have taken some extra. Wasn't feeling maybe he needed some extra. I don't know.
Right,
night,
right.
And yeah, I mean, there's been some talk about had he not been in the hot tub, he might actually still be alive, because what ketamine does do is it sort of you can't move. Right? You
Makes you immobilized.
It's a disconnect, right?
Yeah.
It immobilizes you and you're conscious, but you're unable to, motor skills are out the window kind of thing.
Fuck, man. So you're saying?
Yeah.
You're saying it's possible? Well, not possible. You're saying it's. Well, I don't want to put the how far down words in your mouth, but
Yeah.
it's pretty fucking likely that the guy was tripping when he drowned. He wasn't passed out. He was.
I think that's what freaks me out a little bit most, and I hope it's not the case for his sake, for his loved one's sake, because that's just a horrible thing to think that he might have been aware of what was happening to him and unable to save himself.
Fuck.
I know. That's the one I can't stop thinking about. It hit me pretty hard. Just nobody deserves that. That's fucking terrible. I don't think they can determine whether or not that is the case, but I know what ketamine does. I mean, you read about it, you understand what it does. Is you can be very, very awake, conscious, but immobile, essentially. Like you couldn't get up out of a chair. So it sounds like it hit him while in the hot tub and probably started to sink down.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
it sounds terrible to me. My heart goes out to him and his family, his friends, because, I mean, in general, my heart goes out to him anyway. But I just hope that's not the case.
No, it's hard for everybody, for all of them, that to have lost somebody. Mm-hmm. But man, to add in the idea of him knowing that he's drowning and his body being disconnected from his mind, being immobilized. Yeah. It's a pretty terrible thought.
Yeah, I'm not trying to throw fire on the wound here, but it's making me think, God, I hope that didn't happen. Because and it quite possibly didn't. Maybe
we don't know.
Right. I mean, it could have hit him so well, so strongly, he just completely passed out. And, it's like he went to sleep. I'm really hopeful that was the case. Because otherwise, it's just a horrifying thing. It's like, the big fear of, no one wants to suffocate,
right,
and be unable to get out. It's like when I was a kid, my big brother would get on me or whatever, put a sheet over me, pin me down. I couldn't move, bastard, and I couldn't get out. It freaked me out. It's like the ultimate version of that, like the worst version of that. But it's just sad. He obviously had been battling this shit for so long, like a lot of people do. And it's just hard, man. Like some people just have the hardest time kicking it. It's like a real chemical imbalance within them. That addictive personality, that addiction, they fight constantly. Like it doesn't ever go away. Right? It seems that way. It doesn't ever go away for the people that are affected by it. It's like a constant fight, a constant battle. And sometimes medication helps, sometimes it doesn't, because obviously it doesn't sound like they overprescribed him. I'm not saying that was the case, although that is probably the case in some cases.
Man, I don't know too much about ketamine. I don't know too much about it. I had to look up a few things after this came out, and I saw a few articles that painted the picture that ketamine was pretty much recreational tripping drug.
But I mean, it's used as an anesthetic as well, like in medical field.
Right.
But yeah, like when people, the clubs are taking it, it's because it's fucking up big time.
Right, and then I found someone looking into its application for PTSD, and kind of the one article that I read, the strategy was kind of like for the patient to do a big dose, to do like a hero's dose, and achieve that separation of church and state, except for separation of your body from your
like microdosing kind of thing.
Same concept as like
DMT.
The DMT and psilocybin and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a positive effect it can have when properly used, for sure.
Yeah.
Do you suffer from joint pain, arthritis, inflammation, or eczema? Can't get a good night's sleep? What you need is some CBD from the Hemp Company in Nebraska. It's veteran-owned and Nebraskan-grown. Visit us at thcofnebraska.com or text 308-241-1235. That's 308-241-1235. Big Red Pain Relief from the Hemp Company in Nebraska.
It seems like maybe not the best idea for a guy who's struggled with drugs for most of his adult life to prescribe him something that's mostly used for recreation drugs, and they're kind of just now trying to make some different clinical applications for it.
I had that thought too. I think you're right. Like it does seem a bit oxymoronical, if I can use that.
It seems fucking retarded.
It doesn't seem like the right thing to do.
Yeah, I would really need.
You know, you're tampering with a former drug user with a drug that he may have actually used in the past. Who knows? But like you said, it's used recreationally quite a bit. I don't know how popular it is, to be honest, but I know it's been used.
I mean, obviously, it's not as popular as cocaine and meth and a lot of other things. But again, guys, I'm not an expert. I'm trying to find out information about these subjects also, as they come up. But I got the impression that it's mostly a recreational drug, that they're kind of stretching, the boundaries and trying to find more clinical applications for it.
Right.
And I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know what the fuck to compare it to. Like you got an eating problem or something. You're addicted to McDonald's.
Yeah.
The
don't treat it with McDonald's.
Well, don't treat it with Burger King.
Right. Or, yeah.
Don't treat it with Jack in the
Or
Box.
small
Whatever.
versions of like little doses.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah. Listen, instead of going to McDonald's, 3 times a day, here's some Burger King.
Yeah.
Just make sure you eat only one. It's like, bro, if I had the fucking power to eat only one, I wouldn't have a McDonald's problem in the first place.
No, I hear what you're saying. It does sound backwards to treat with a drug like that. But I mean, I'm not a doctor. I don't know. But it's right out of the gates. You can question it. I think it's questionable. A questionable thing. But maybe there's some great benefits. I think cocaine was actually used for medical reasons back in the day. The recreational use becomes an abuse of such a thing. So I mean, maybe we're completely off, but it is worth questioning. I think why not treat him with something that actually can't be used as a recreational drug, or isn't used? Not that it can't be, but isn't commonly used as a recreational drug, which ketamine is.
Yeah, and again, man, I don't have an exact stat to back it up, but I get the strong impression that it's mostly recreational and a little bit medicinal.
Speaking of the numbers and stats, what's the stats on the laughter?
Yeah,
that
man.
you created?
Dude, I did it on my calculator just before we think. I wanted to close it up with this. I also want to say I don't judge the guy at all.
No way.
I totally get it. I
sympathize.
totally fucking get it. But I think everybody should know that this was a life well lived, and for whatever this guy may or may not have done, this guy spread so much fucking joy throughout the world.
Massive amounts of laughter.
So check it out, man. Let's say Chandler per episode. How many laughs from the audience do you think Chandler would get per Friends episode?
I mean, conservatively, 4 or 5. We'll say.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So we go with 4.
And because they're half-hour episodes, they had commercials. Really, they're 22 minutes, 23 minutes, whatever.
Right. So I think 4 is a good conservative number. Maybe there's some episodes where he's kind of the star and he might get 7 or 10 laughs. Maybe there's other ones where he's not there and he might only get a minor part, 2 laughs or something. But if we go conservative as fuck with this stat, we're gonna say Chandler got 4 laughs per episode.
Agreed.
There's 236 episodes of Friends. How many people watching each episode of Friends? Okay, during the end, the last season, I know they were getting like 20 million people a night.
I'd say if you took like all of them throughout, average them out, even this is still, I think, conservative 10 million. You say 10 million viewers.
Right.
I still think that's conservative, but let's find that middle ground.
For a low ball,
yeah.
Whatever, man. I'll put it up on the screen later on, but at a very bare minimum, the guy's got damn near 1 billion laughs.
Yeah, that's a lot of fucking laughs.
And that's just for the airing of the episode.
That's not the syndication, right?
That doesn't count the syndication.
Yeah.
100%. The guy's beyond 1 trillion laughs.
Right. Well, that's just the Friends show. He had a couple funny movies out there.
Yeah.
I think what your point is, like, the man, he did live a good life, and he spread a lot of joy and laughter to us and all the viewers. I mean,
1 billion laughs, bro.
That's a shitload of laughs.
A minimum 1 billion laughs.
Yeah.
And no jokes. Probably
cheers.
Probably anywhere between 100 billion and 1 trillion. It really could be.
To Matthew
Cheers.
Perry. Cheers to you.
To Chandler.
Cheers to Chandler. Bong. Matthew Perry, rest in peace, my man.
One final trip to Yemen.
That's right. Sayonara.